All right, so how does it feel to be back in Zambia and reunited with Kafio Sauti?
It's very good. Always good vibes when you arrive here for the welcome of the players and staff. You always feel a warm welcome, so it's a pleasure to be working here. And it's also a pleasure to see that every time that I come, I can feel that we are growing, as a club. The coaches are growing, the players are growing, so we're happy to see that we are on the right pathway. I think first, for you to understand, I come twice a year, grossly, but we are always here because we are watching the games every week, So we are following the development of the players, of the coaches, of the teams the whole year. And also what is interesting is that when players from Cape City come to Europe for tournaments, for example, they came to Sweden, they came to Salzburg, we usually are there to see how they do, okay? Same when they come for a training camp with the club, we are there to see what they do, how they train. So it helps us also to see how we develop and how is going the project in comparison with some of the best clubs in Europe. So now, for this trip, the objectives are, as always, it's first to check the evolution of the players. When I see the evolution of the players, I don't talk about only the first team. I talk about all the teams from the baby crocs to the top, because we put the same emphasis in the baby crocs as in the first team. That's the development. There are different steps of development, and if you miss some of the steps, you will never make it to the professional level. So that's why we are focused on all the teams. So as always, we focus on the development of the players, of the teams, and of the coaches. Can we help them in some ways to be even better? Also for this trip, we had in mind some specific aspects, which is when we see the comparison between the top clubs in Europe and Café Celtics, we think we can still increase our level of competitiveness in training. So that's one of the things that we want the coaches to get really that into their mind, that we want to push the players. The players need to push themselves at every training. They need to have this winning mentality, not only on games, on match day for the league, but every small exercise in the training, they need to be competing to give the best of themselves and to push them up. Training is really to push oneself to the next level, and this is the spirit that we need to go to the top. And we think we have a lot of talented players, and if we can put a bit more of this competitiveness, of this, like the Argentinian would say, the grinta, So if we can give a little more of that to every player, we can achieve big things. Yes, we are on the right way. We want our teams to be courageous. Okay, that's one of the key aspects. We want them to be courageous on the ball. Do not fear the pressure of the opponent. So we are going step by step. If we see every 6 months, we can say that we're improving. So that's the good things. But now we need to still improve some, what we could say, small things, but that will make the difference, and that will make that we will win more games in the end. We're playing our philosophy. So that's these things that we are trying to push the coaches, and they know, and they are pushing their players to get a few details. Sometimes it's a few meters of positioning that will make our job more easy, and us playing the way we want to play. And if we play well the way we want to play, it's very important. It's a basic that the boys should get good education, because we are doing everything we can to have maximum numbers of players that will become professional, but we know that they will not all become professional football players. Okay? So the education is very important for their future, for the ones who will not make it into football, but it's also very important for their football, because we need, in the modern football, we need players who play with the feet, but also with the head, and they need to be clever, they need to understand the game as much as possible, and for this, the education is very important. And next aspect is the integration. When these players go to Europe, for example, for the successful ones, they need to adapt to new culture, to people, to a new locker room, to new people in this locker room, to teammates. And the boys need to have a good education, good culture, and social skills, so that they can fit with the fans. I think it's important that they understand also the philosophy of the club. I think they are lucky because they will be able, hopefully, to watch the development of players that are 12 years, 14, 16 years old, 18 years old, who will hopefully make it to the very top of football. So I think, for me, it's very exciting, I think, if I was a fan, to come to Café Celtic, because I know maybe some of these boys, they're going to be the big names of the game tomorrow. I would also say to a fan, understand our playing philosophy. We have to be courageous. So Obviously, sometimes the boys will miss. They are young players. It's normal that we make mistakes. What is not good is that if we make mistakes and repeat it, okay? But we learn from the mistakes. So we need fans to support us all the way, even if we make some mistakes, because we are young players and we have a philosophy that we are courageous.
All right. Thank you very much, Nico, and enjoy your stay in the country.
Thanks to you.